Well, shit. I don't know. I don't know how else to start this, I guess. Thanks everyone. I guess I'll start thanking everyone for massive support I got in the last week or so. It's been incredibly humbling. I appreciate everyone that stopped in, left a comment, gave me a call. I definitely checked out a little bit for last week, but I'm back, ready to roll. Life's good. I'm excited about the future. First and foremost, if you want to see me talk about the last week and laugh about it a little bit and talk about lessons learned, I'm going to be on Minot Talk tomorrow morning with Jonathan on the Dakotan. That's going to be a blast. I look forward to getting back in the old chair behind the mic there. It's a lot better mic than the one I have at home here. But one big thing I want to come on today for is I wrote a speech, I guess. And maybe if I would have spent a little less time writing a speech and collecting more signatures, I would have been on the ballot, but it's the way she goes. So I guess I wanted I've reworked it a little bit now. It's not a stump speech. I wanted to pretty much just give it and present it as a challenge to the candidates that are still in the race. And maybe it's a little pretentious of me to even assume that they'll look at this or view it at some point, but I wanted to put it out into the ether anyways. And I guess before I do, I'm just trying to make sure I got everything right and how I want this to be. But I guess, yeah, I'll just roll with it. So this is my pseudo stump speech and also what will be a challenge to the candidates here in Minot. And well, frankly, the reason I was running for city council was because I think Minot is at a crossroads. And let me make sure I get it pulled up here. Hold on. I want to make sure I get this right. I had this thing memorized out for a hot minute, but I'm at the point now where I want to make sure this is right. Oh gosh. Okay. I had to make sure I had audio too. So anyways, I was going to run, and I believe that Minot's currently at a crossroads in our future and in where we're at right now. And I think there's a question before us. And that's if we're content to continue to drift, stuck dealing with things in the past that have forced us to where we're at today, or are we prepared to choose a new direction and move towards it with a purpose? So for the last couple of years, obviously, a lot of you have saw me from the Dakotan. I appreciate that, but I've had the chance to cover city council up close. And I've come to believe something that I believe is pretty simple. Government should not feel remote. It should not feel closed off. It should be open, and it should be understandable, and it should give people confidence that somebody is thinking seriously about the direction this city is headed. That's a big part of it. And so this is what I believe the race maybe should have been about, or should be about. It should be about giving people a real sense that City Hall is listening to them, and that that City Hall is listening to them and thinking about their future. It should be about whether Minot is a city where working people, young families, and first-time homebuyers can still build a life and afford that future here. It should be about whether government is disciplined enough to keep taxes in check while being able to focus on core services, yet still be accountable for every dollar spent. And it should be about finishing flood control sooner rather than later. This is something I talked about a lot because, frankly, 15 years since the flood is more than long enough. So these are some of the things that shape whether people believe in the future of the city or start looking somewhere else for where they're going to end up spending their life. Because if Minot wants to remain strong, it has to be willing to renew itself. Everything goes through a sense of renewal eventually with the city of size of Minot. If we want people to stay here, they have to believe they are heard here, that they can afford to live here, that they can invest their future here, and that someone is thinking seriously about where this city is going. Like, I love Minot. I do. I love it because it's a real community. It has a real sense of grit, pride, and resilience, frankly. Minot it's always found a way to adapt and to build back better and just be able to move forward, whether it was the first winter and its magical inception, little Chicago in the Great Depression, up through the flood of 69 in the 70s, the oil bust of the 70s, the farm crisis of the 80s, the threat of our base being closed, the 2011 flood, or even that latest oil bust that ran straight into COVID. We are the Magic City. But that name only means something if we're willing to act like it, and if we're willing to think ahead, to govern seriously, and to help shape the future rather than wait for it to come to us. So that is my challenge to the candidates still in this race, and to what to the council that will eventually shape up after this election's finished in June. No matter your stance on the issues, which we can debate what they truly are all we want, but if we really want to stay the Magic City, you need to be serious about what you do, think ahead in your decisions, and be proactive in shaping Minot's future. Because that is the choice before Minot. Continue to drift or choose a direction. Watch ourselves stagnate or choose that renewal, to just manage our decline or to truly build a future. I know what decision I think Minot should make. I believe in Minot. I believe in its future, and I believe the next chapter of the Magic City has to be built with a purpose. And so that's my challenge to everyone still in this race. Eric, Jess, Eric, John, David, Isaiah, Joan, Nicole. I think that's and Dr. Padragula. You have to take this with seriousness, and you have to be willing to lead Minot into the future, rather than just continue to allow so much of what's happened in the past affect us. So with that, I don't plan to run for anything. My political career, at least for this year, is pretty much done and over with. I appreciate everyone that did support me. If you want to write me in, feel free, but I am not going to go campaigning for anything like that. And with that, I appreciate everyone, everything. It's been a fun ride. I'm really excited to see where the future is going to come or go from here. I really don't know what to expect and where to go. It's a kind of exciting for me. I'll help out with the Dakotan, but I mean, frankly, if I'm being honest, I don't plan to cover too much city council and city politics close for the next couple months. The way I equated it to a client today, it's like watching the girlfriend that broke up with you a week and a half ago go to the dance with someone else. I mean, I didn't watch the city council forum tonight or the mayor one last night. I don't have the appetite for it right now, but again, I look forward to the future. I love this kind of stuff, so I'll be in it at some point, I'm sure. But for right now, I'm going to focus on my business, my profession, and what's next for me, Kyler, in the future. So again, thank you everyone for any kind of support you showed me over this time, over the past. It's only been like not even 2 months, but I appreciate everything. The last week was tough. I appreciate everyone that reached out, and to Jonathan as well. I appreciate you having me on tomorrow to give me the candidate interview that I never got. So with that, I'm going to call it a wrap here. Everyone have a great night. Thanks so much. And if you do want to hear the full story of my debacle running for city council, check out the Dakotan and Minot Talk tomorrow at 9 a.m. So thank you guys so much and have a great night.